morning children. Today we are going to start Unit 3 Financial Market Part 2. Chapter 8 Security Exchange Board of India, that is Sebi. In this lesson we are going to discuss meaning and origin of Sebi, objective, features, functions and power of Sebi, dematerialization, demat account, working of demat account. In this video we will discuss introduction of Sebi, objective of Sebi, functions of Sebi. Introduction. Securities and Exchange Board of India was first established in the year 1988 as a non-statutory body for regulating the securities market. It was made as an autonomous body by the Government of India on 12th May 1992 and given statutory power in the 1992 with Sebi Act 1992 being passed by the Indian Parliament. Head Office and Branch. Sebi has its headquarters at the business district of Bandra Kurla complex in Mumbai and has northern, eastern, southern and western regional offices in New Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Ahmedabad respectively. Organization structure of Sebi. Directors. Directors is classified in three divisions: Additional Director or Joint Director, Additional Director for Administration, Technical Director or Joint Director, that is for System. Additional Director or Joint Director. Under his control, Deputy Director or Assistant Director will be there. Additional Director for Administration. Under his control, Deputy Director, then Assistant Director, then Section Officers will be there. In Technical Director or Joint Director for the System, Deputy Director System, that is Assistant Director for the System, Technical Assistance. Regulation of Sebi. Securities and Exchange Board of India is an apex body that maintains and regulates our capital market. It was established in 1988 by Indian government but got the statutory power in 1992. Well, it plays a great role in Indian economy such as it monitor the working of mutual funds, restricts illegal practice of firms, plays a great role in protecting investors' interest, regulates working of stock exchange, conduct audit inspection, prohibits insider activity. Objective of Sebi. Regulation of stock exchange, protection to the investors, checking the insider trading, control over brokers. First one, regulation of stock exchange. The first objective of Sebi is to regulate stock exchange so that efficient service may be provided to all the parties operating there. Protection into the investors. The capital market is meaningless in the absence of the investors. Thereof, it is important to protect the interest of the investors. The protection of the interest of the investors means protecting them from the wrong information given by the companies in their prospectus. reducing the risk of delivery and payment, etc. Hence, the foremost objective of Sebi is to provide security to the investors. Checking the insider trading. Insider trading means the buying and selling of securities by directors, promoters, etc., who have access to some confidential information about the company and who wish to take advantage of this confidential information. This affects the interest of the general investors and is essential to check this tendency. Many steps have been taken to check insider trading through the medium of the Sebi. Control over the brokers. It is important to supervise or check the activities of the brokers and other middlemen in order to control the capital market. To regulate their activities, it was necessary to establish the Sebi. Functions of Sebi. Security and Exchange Board of India is the nodal agency which safeguards the interest of an investor in the Indian financial market. Sebi performs three key functions: quasi-legislative, quasi-judicial and quasi-executive. It drafts regulations, conducts investigation and enforcement action, and it passes ruling and orders. Safeguarding the interest of investor by means of adequate education and guidance. Sebi makes rules and regulations that must be followed by the financial intermediaries like portfolio, exchange, underwriter and merchant bankers, etc. It takes care of the complaints received from investor. Additionally, it issues notice and booklets for the information, assistance and protection of small investors. Regulating and controlling the business on stock markets. Registration of broker and sub-broker is made mandatory and they have to abide by certain regulation and rules. Conduct inspection and inquiries of stock exchange, intermediaries and self-regulating organization and to take appropriate measure where required. This function is carried out for organized working of stock exchange and intermediaries. Barring insider trading in securities. Prohibiting deceptive and unfair method used by financial intermediaries operating in securities market. Registering and controlling the functioning of stock broker, sub-broker, share transfer agent, banker, trustees, registrars, merchant banker, underwriters, portfolio managers, investment advisors and various other intermediaries who might be linked to securities market in any manner. Sebi issues guidelines and instructions to business concern capital issues. Separate guidelines are provided for initial public issue made by listed companies, etc. It conducts research and publish information beneficial to all market players, that is, all buyers and sellers. Sebi regulates merger and acquisition as a way to protect the interest of investor. For this, Sebi has released appropriate guidelines with the intention that such merger and takeover won't be at the expense of small investor. Registering and controlling the functioning of collective investment schemes such as mutual funds, Sebi has created regulations and guidelines that should be followed by mutual fund. The aim is to maintain effective supervision and avoid any unfair and anti-investor actions. Promoting self-regulatory organization of intermediaries. It has extensive legal power. Having said that, self regulation is preferable to external regulation. The function of SEBI is to motivate financial intermediaries to create their professional association and manage harmful action of their members. It can also make use of its power when needed for protection of investors. Carrying out steps in order to develop the capital market by having an accommodating approach. Provide appropriate training to financial intermediaries. This function is great for healthy environment in the stock market and also for the protection of investors. Waiving fee or any other type of charges to carry out the purpose of the act. Performing function that may be assigned to it by the central government of India. B. Function of SEBI. In next video we'll continue power of SEBI, dematerialization, benefits of dematerialization. Thank you children. Have a nice day.